We came home from Disney and my daughter's bedroom was completely empty because my sister sold everything. While we were watching fireworks at Cinderella's castle, my sister was inside my house listing my 8-year-old's bed and dresser on Facebook Marketplace. My daughter walked into her pink unicorn room and found nothing but a mattress on the floor, and asked if she'd done something wrong. The worst part wasn't the money, it was realizing my entire family thought I'd just accept it. Hi, I'm Marcus, 37, and I found out my sister sold my 8-year-old daughter's bedroom furniture while we were on vacation. Yeah. You heard that right. We came home from a week at Disney, sunburned, broke, and still arguing about who lost the Magic Band charger, and when my daughter Lily ran upstairs to her room, she screamed like someone had died. I'll never forget that sound. I took the stairs 2 at a time. Her door was wide open. The walls were still pink. The unicorn decals were still there. But the bed? Gone. Her dresser? Gone. The little white bookshelf I built with my own hands? Gone. All that was left was her mattress on the floor and a single sock in the corner. Lily looked up at me, shaking. Daddy, did I do something wrong? That question hit harder than anything else. Because in that moment, I already knew exactly who did this. My sister, Angela, had a key to our house, for emergencies. She lived 10 minutes away. She'd been, between jobs, for the last year. And she had this habit of treating my stuff like it was community property. But this? This wasn't borrowing a lawn mower. This was my kid's bedroom. I walked downstairs slowly, trying not to explode in front of Lily. My wife, Sarah, was standing in the kitchen, pale, staring at her phone. She didn't even have to say it. She just turned the screen toward me. There it was. Facebook Marketplace. Solid wood twin bed frame, gently used, $300. White kids dresser, $150. Unicorn bookshelf, custom, $120. Seller name, Angela R. Posted 3 days ago. While we were watching fireworks in front of Cinderella's castle. My hand started shaking so badly I almost dropped the phone. Sarah whispered, she said she needed to grab some mail while we were gone. I laughed. Actually laughed. That kind of laugh you make when your brain refuses to process reality. Mail. She emptied my daughter's entire room. And the worst part? Every single listing said, must pick up ASAP. Which meant strangers had been inside my house. Inside my daughter's room. And my sister had let them in. I called her immediately. She answered on the second ring like nothing was wrong. Hey. How was Disney? I stepped outside because I didn't trust myself not to say something I'd regret in front of Lily. Angela, I said, trying to keep my voice steady. Why is my daughter's bedroom on Facebook Marketplace? There was a pause. A tiny one. Then she sighed. Oh my God, Marcus. I was going to tell you. Oh my God, Marcus. I was going to tell you. That sentence. That calm, slightly annoyed tone. Like I was the inconvenience. Tell me what? I asked. My voice didn't even sound like mine anymore. It was low. Tight. Controlled in that scary way. She sighed again. You weren't using it. I actually pulled the phone away from my ear and stared at it. Not using it, I repeated. Marcus, she's 8. Kids outgrow stuff. Half of it was barely touched. And you guys are always complaining about space. I could feel my pulse in my neck. She sleeps in that bed, Angela. Well, now she can get a better one, she snapped. I was helping you. Helping. By emptying a child's bedroom. Why, I said slowly, were strangers inside my house? Oh, relax. I was there the whole time. It's Facebook, not a cartel. I closed my eyes. Did you need money? I asked. Silence. There it was. She huffed. I'm behind on rent, okay? And Mom said you'd understand. Mom. Of course Mom knew. So you broke into my house, I said. You sold my daughter's furniture. And you think I should understand? It's not breaking in if I have a key. That sentence flipped something inside me. It's not yours, I shot back. The key is for emergencies. Not garage sales. She got defensive fast. Don't be dramatic. I can pay you back. With what job, Angela? That hit a nerve. You think you're better than me because you got lucky with some corporate job? I almost laughed again. Lucky. 15 years of 70-hour weeks and student loans the size of a mortgage. This isn't about me, I said. Lily came home and thought she was being punished. She asked me if she did something wrong. Angela went quiet. For half a second, I thought maybe that would land. Instead she said, "You're overreacting. Just buy new stuff. Like we're talking about patio cushions." Behind me, the front door opened. Sarah stepped outside, holding something in her hand. It was one of the marketplace listings. Marked sold. And under it, a comment. Thanks again. Your brother said it was fine. I turned back toward the phone slowly. You told people I approved this. She didn't answer immediately. That just makes it easier, she muttered. Easier. So now I wasn't just robbed. I was the accomplice. Angela, I said quietly, I want every buyer's name and number. Now. Oh my God, you're not seriously going to harass them. You brought strangers into my child's room, I said. You don't get to define serious. She tried to pivot. Marcus, don't blow this up. Mom already said you'd calm down. That's when it clicked. This wasn't a desperate, impulsive decision. This was a family decision. Made without me. And they genuinely believed I'd just absorb it. I looked at Sarah. She looked back at me with that expression that says, this is the line. The one you don't let people cross. I spoke into the phone one last time. You have 1 hour to send me the buyer's information. If you don't, I'm filing a police report. She laughed. You wouldn't call the cops on your own sister. I didn't raise my voice. I already am. The second I hung up, my hand stopped shaking. It was weird. Like the anger had burned through and left something colder behind. Sarah looked at me carefully. Are you serious? Yeah, I said. I am. Because here's the thing, if this had been my TV. Fine. My tools. Annoying. Even my car. We could argue. But my daughter's bedroom? That wasn't stuff. That was her safe place. I walked back upstairs. Lily was sitting on the bare mattress, hugging her stuffed rabbit like the room might disappear next. I sat down beside her. Sweetheart, I said gently, you didn't do anything wrong. None of this is your fault. She sniffed. Then why is it gone? I swallowed hard. Because Aunt Angela made a bad choice. And Daddy's going to fix it. She studied my face like she was trying to decide if that was true. Promise? I nodded. Promise. Downstairs, my phone buzzed. Angela. Then Mom. Then Angela again. I ignored them. 5 minutes later, Mom texted. Don't you dare embarrass this family over furniture. I stared at the word embarrass. My daughter thought she was being punished. But I'm the embarrassment. Another message came in. Angela, you're being insane. I'll pay you back when I can. Then another. Angela, Mom said you always hold money over my head. I laughed under my breath. Because they still thought this was about money. My phone rang again. This time I answered. Mom didn't even say hello. What is wrong with you? Good evening to you too, I replied. You're threatening your sister with the police. Over a misunderstanding. A misunderstanding. I said. She emptied Lily's room. It's just furniture. I closed my eyes. Did you know? I asked. There was the slightest pause. I told her you probably wouldn't mind, Mom admitted. You have more than enough. There it was. Not, she shouldn't have done that. Not, I'm sorry. Just, you have enough. So because I have enough, I said slowly, it's okay to take from my kid. Oh, don't be dramatic, she snapped. Angela's struggling. Family helps family. Family helps family. That phrase again. But somehow it only flowed one direction. Did you think about Lily? I asked quietly. She's a child. She'll forget. That did it. Something inside me locked into place. She won't forget, I said. And neither will I. Mom's voice hardened. If you call the police, don't expect us at Christmas. For a split second, old instincts kicked in. The kid in me that still wanted approval. That still felt that twist in his stomach when Mom threatened to withdraw love. Then I pictured Lily's face. Then don't come, I said. Silence. Heavy. Mom finally spoke, cold as ice. You've changed. No, I said. I finally stopped pretending. I hung up. My phone buzzed immediately again. Angela. This time, the message was different. You really want to go there? Fine. Check your driveway. I walked to the front window. And my stomach dropped. Because parked crooked in front of my house was a pickup truck. With Lily's bed frame strapped to the back. And two men standing beside it, looking confused. I stepped outside slowly. The two guys by the truck looked like they'd just realized they were in the middle of something messy. One of them gave me that half-awkward nod guys do when they don't know if they're about to shake your hand or run. Hey, man, the taller one said. Angela said you wanted it back. I let out a slow breath. Yeah. I do. They both relaxed a little. We were literally pulling out when she called, the other guy added. Said there was some kind of mix-up. Mix-up. I nodded toward the truck bed. Did you pay her already? Yeah. 300 cash. Of course. I reached for my wallet without hesitating. I'll reimburse you. They looked at each other. Honestly, the tall one said, this feels weird. If it's your kid stuff, we're not trying to be those guys. It is, I said. And I appreciate that. We unloaded the bed frame together. It was surreal, rebuilding my daughter's room in my own driveway like we were undoing a crime scene. As we carried it inside, Lily peeked down from the top of the stairs. Her eyes widened. Daddy? It's coming back, I called up. Piece by piece. The men helped me bring it up. One of them even tightened a bolt that had loosened. Before they left, the shorter guy hesitated. Just so you know, he said quietly, she told us her brother was downsizing and didn't care. I nodded. Yeah, I said. That sounds like her. When they drove off, I stood in the driveway for a second. My phone buzzed again. Angela. You happy now? I answered. You told them I was downsizing. Oh my God, Marcus, I was trying to avoid drama. You created drama. No, you are, she shot back. I returned the bed, didn't I? After I threatened you. She scoffed. You wouldn't have actually called the police. I didn't respond right away. Because here's the truth. An hour earlier? I wasn't sure. Now. I was. You still have the dresser, I said. And the bookshelf. I already spent that money. There it was. No apology. No shame. Just logistics. Then you'd better start figuring something out, I replied. She snapped. You can't expect me to magically pull cash out of nowhere. You magically emptied a bedroom, I said. Get creative. She went quiet for a second. Then she changed tactics. You've always hated helping me. That one almost made me laugh. I co-signed your car, I said. Paid your electric bill twice. covered Mom's surgery when you couldn't. Don't rewrite history. You make me feel small, she whispered. That caught me off guard. I leaned against the kitchen counter. When? I asked. When you act like I'm irresponsible. I looked upstairs, where Lily was carefully touching the bed frame like she didn't trust it to stay. You broke into my house and sold my kids' things, I said calmly. That's not me making you feel small. Silence again. Then, softer, Mom says you think you're better than us. There it was. This was never about rent money. It was about resentment. About the fact that I left. Built something. Didn't stay stuck. I don't think I'm better, I said. But I do think my daughter deserves boundaries. She didn't respond. So I finished it. You have until tomorrow to return the rest. Or I'm filing the report. And this time. I meant it. The next morning, I woke up before my alarm. That tight feeling in my chest was still there, but it wasn't panic anymore. It was resolve. Sarah was already in the kitchen, sipping coffee. You sleep? She asked. Not really. She nodded toward the stairs. Lily checked 3 times to make sure the bed was still there. That one hurt. 8 years old, and already learning that things, even her own room, aren't stable. At 9:07 a.m. my phone buzzed. Angela. Can you come to Mom's? Of course. Neutral ground. Reinforcements nearby. I almost said no. Then I realized something. I wasn't going there to argue. I was going there to finish this. When I pulled up, Angela's car was already in the driveway. Mom's curtains twitched like she'd been waiting. I walked in without knocking. Angela was sitting at the dining table. The dresser and bookshelf were behind her, shoved awkwardly against the wall like guilty witnesses. Mom stood by the sink, arms crossed. Well, Mom said sharply, this is ridiculous. I ignored her and looked at Angela. You have the money. She pushed an envelope across the table. I didn't touch it. Count it, she muttered. I opened it. $470. Not the full amount. I raised an eyebrow. That's what's left, she said defensively. I had to borrow some back. I stared at her. You borrowed from who? She hesitated. Mom. Of course. Mom jumped in. I'm helping her until she gets back on her feet. With my daughter's furniture? I asked. Mom's jaw tightened. You're acting like she robbed a bank. I looked at Angela. You did rob someone, I said quietly. You robbed an 8-year-old. She flinched at that. Good. For the first time, there was actual shame in her eyes. I didn't think it would be this big of a deal, she whispered. That sentence. That right there. You didn't think, I said. The room went silent. Mom tried one last time. Marcus, family doesn't involve police. I finally looked at her. Family doesn't steal from each other either. That landed. Hard. Angela swallowed. I'll pay the rest, she said. I swear. I believed she meant it. But here's the thing. Meaning it isn't the same as undoing it. I took the envelope. Then I reached into my pocket and pulled out a small key. I set it on the table. Angela stared at it. The spare house key, I said. You're done. Mom gasped like I'd just disowned her. You're seriously cutting her off. I'm protecting my kid. Angela's voice cracked. You don't trust me. I held her gaze. No. And for the first time in my life. I didn't feel guilty saying it. I loaded the dresser and bookshelf into my SUV. As I was closing the trunk, Angela stepped outside. Marcus, she said softly. I paused. I didn't mean to hurt Lily. I studied her face. I know, I said. And that was almost worse. Part 6, this is the final part. Hi, I'm Marcus, 37, and my sister sold my daughter's bedroom furniture while we were on vacation, and I almost let it become just another family thing. It's been 3 months. Lily's room is whole again. Not exactly the same, the dresser has a scratch on the side now, and the bookshelf wobbles a little if you push it, but maybe that's fitting. Because something else shifted too. The day after I took the key back, I changed the locks. Not out of spite. Out of clarity. Mom didn't speak to me for 2 weeks. When she finally called, she skipped the apology and went straight to small talk. Weather. Groceries. The dog next door. I didn't push. But I didn't pretend either. Angela paid back the rest of the money a month later. In installments. No drama. No speeches. Just Venmo notifications with the memo line, "For Lily." We haven't gone back to how things were. And honestly, that's the point. A couple weeks ago, I was tucking Lily in. She ran her hand along the headboard and said, "It feels safe again." Safe. That word hit me harder than the day I found the empty room. Because I realized something. Kids don't just need beds and dressers. They need to know the adults in their lives will stand up when something isn't right. Even if it's uncomfortable. Even if it's family. Angela came over last Sunday. Supervised. No key. No shortcuts. She brought Lily a small plant in a pink pot. "I thought you could take care of something instead of someone taking your stuff," she said awkwardly. Lily smiled. And I watched closely. Angela didn't go upstairs alone. She didn't touch anything without asking. It wasn't perfect. But it was different. Later, when Angela and I were standing on the porch, she said, "You really would have called the police, wouldn't you?" I didn't hesitate. "Yes." She nodded slowly. "I guess I needed to know you would." That surprised me. But maybe boundaries aren't just walls. Maybe they're lines that teach people where they actually stand. I don't hate my sister. I don't even think she's evil. I think she's someone who spent years believing I'd clean up whatever mess she made. And for the first time, I didn't. Lily sleeps soundly now. The bed stays where it belongs. And every night when I turn off her light, I remember that moment in the empty room, when she asked if she'd done something wrong. That was the real test. Not the money. Not the police report. The test was whether I'd let her believe she deserved to lose something that was hers. I didn't. And that's the part I'm proud of.